So I got my first bad review and I want to talk about it. I want to vent about this because if I don't vent here to you business owners, I'm going to do something that's probably going to be bad for my business in the long run. Here's the deal. One of my former base salary salespeople, who's in a small networking group, of course, got a nonprofit community center to buy 100 t-shirts from us. 100 of the cheapest t-shirts you can find. And if you see me anywhere online, you'll see that I just destroy any company or any event that orders the cheapest t-shirt that they can, because I think it's completely ridiculous that you're going to give somebody a shirt that you want them to wear that is the most uncomfortable, unflattering shirt that they could possibly have. Nobody's going to wear that. They may for the event, but they're never going to wear it again. And the best thing a business owner can do is give somebody a comfortable shirt, a nice hat, something that the person wants to wear. Because let's be honest, when you're putting on a t-shirt for the day, are you really paying attention to what it says, or are you paying attention to how it makes you feel? If you think you look good in a shirt, if you feel good in a shirt, if it's not hot and sweaty, it's not going to stick to you, you're going to wear it. So it might as well have your business logo on it. So that's my rant there. Anyway, we're moving forward. So of course, they're being cheap the entire time. Understood. It's for kids and they're going to tie-dye them and decorate them. Great. Whatever. So they send us a design that they made on AI or whatever. And so my people, our systems are set up for just this sort of thing. So once you put in an order, you get a quote. Once you approve the quote, you have to pay the invoice, because this is custom merch we're talking about. You can't return it, can't use it for somebody else if you don't come pick it up or you don't pay for it. And then you get art approval. So which goes through our system. It sends you a text and an email. It says specifically on there, make sure all the spelling's right, the colors are right, the positioning is right. And then once you see all that, click approve. So obviously that was done in this. So they pick up the shirts. About 4 days later, I'm fielding a phone call from a very disgruntled woman who's saying that there's a word spelled wrong on the front of the shirt. And I said, yep, I see that. I'm looking at the proof right now that you approved. And so she said, I need 100 more shirts. And I said, I can remake them at 50% because I will take partial responsibility. I understand. But you approved the proof. This is exactly why we do this. However, you're a nonprofit. Totally get it. I'll remake them real quick for 50% off. And she said, yeah, we're not doing that. I want them, and I want them today, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's not going to happen. And she's like, we already tie-dyed the other ones and decorated them before anybody even noticed. So now I'm kind of screwed and need to do it like now. And I'm like, wait, so nobody noticed until now, and now you're upset about it. I understand still, okay? Not making excuses. However, so then she asked for her money back. And I'm not in the business of giving people money back for things that I don't feel are 100% our problem. So I basically said, I'm not going to give you money back. However, I will give you credit on your next order. So hopefully you use us again, and we'll make sure, that it's spelled correctly. She didn't like that answer and said that basically my staff and software was incompetent and I needed to fix this. So I said, you know what, I'm going to do some more research here. I'm going to talk to the sales rep and I'm going to talk to the office and figure out what I need to do here, because I'm not about upsetting clients. I stand by my work. So, and then in the research, I find out that not only did she approve the proof once, she approved it twice because she added 5 extra shirts. So she had to go through the whole system again and get a final proof again, which she approved for the second time. Now, again, I'm not saying that I'm not at fault a little bit, but this is exactly why we do this. I nicely, because we were texting at that point in time, so I nicely texted a response saying, after further review, I see you actually approved the proof, final proof, not once, but twice. So again, I'm going to stand by. I'm not giving your money back. However, I will give you a $250 credit towards your next order, which equates to about 35% of her first order. She responded with the not so nice text back saying I was an incompetent business owner. Can't believe she would do this to a nonprofit, that I would do this to a nonprofit. And after talking to the salesperson, I learned that this person has kind of been not the nicest person, even from the very beginning, even before she bought anything. So I don't respond because I'm just like, this is a no-win situation. So I just let it go. Let her get it out of her system, and we'll move on. 2 hours later, I get a notification on the Facebook that she doesn't recommend us. And she puts on there that we are overpriced and not detail oriented. So the question is, what do we do here, right? And I'm asking, because I've always been told to respond to every review, especially the negative ones. But I've already had interactions with this woman, and I've already talked to the salespeople that were dealing with the person. And we already know she's highly volatile. And I have seen firsthand from a client of ours who ended up not arguing with somebody over a bad review, that person went on every single thing they could find. It was Yelp, it was Facebook pages, it was Google, and just was destroying her everywhere. So it escalated. Like if she would have just taken the first bad review, it wouldn't have escalated like that. And the problem is anybody can write anything, whether it's true or not. So I write this long saying, hey, here's the situation, just so everybody understands. And then I thought to myself, I don't think I should even post this. I don't think I should post a response because I feel like it's going to escalate her. And if she's not a business owner, I don't think she gets it. I am a firm believer that if you're a business owner and you leave a bad review on another business's page, that it better be really, really bad. Because I have wanted to, but as a business owner, I don't want to do that to somebody. It's their livelihood. Just because it didn't work out with me doesn't mean that they're a bad company. Now, there's a couple on there that I do think are bad companies, but still, I don't need that karma in life to put a bad review and try to ruin somebody's business. That's not what I'm in for. So I do feel that anybody who's doing that doesn't get business ownership one way or another. I also think, what are you doing in a networking group with other business owners? And I also want to go to the networking group and be like, hey, this person just left a bad review of another person in the group. Like, should we talk about that? But again, I'm just kind of just sitting back at this point in time because I'm not sure what to do. So what is the proper protocol? I'm actually asking the audience, and I'll probably make some clips on TikTok. So I want to know, should I respond or not? Because I really want to. I also want to go on her nonprofit and leave a bad review and say something about bad management, but I'm not going to do that. I would never do that, but boy, do I want to. I want to do a lot of things. I want to take her down now because that was the first bad review in 3 years. And I took it way personal, and I know you're not supposed to, and everybody gets bad reviews, but I'm taking this one real personal because I had to deal with it. So please put in your comments, hit me up, let me know what I'm supposed to do or what you've done in a similar situation. And I'm out.